Let's see what happens. So we are still in Bakersfield at the Red Cross Gala, which just ended, and with me is now
Susan Holloway,
Susan. And you are with what?
the McKee Clothing Bank.
Okay. So you were one of the recognized heroes for this year's Red Cross event. Why are you here? Why have you become a hero?
I became a community partner hero because I started a clothing bank on my campus 4 years ago, and now it's servicing 9,000 students within our district.
How long have you been a teacher with that school district?
That school district, 8 years, and around 8 years, and I've been teaching about 16 years.
Wow. So, and then you suddenly realized, we heard that in your speech, that you saw people, basically, or young kids, coming without appropriate clothing, with torn up clothing. So, you started a clothing bank, basically. Tell me a little bit about how that worked out in the beginning, from the idea to the first clothing that you distributed.
The idea really started when I started teaching in an inner city school district. I basically saw children in a uniform school wearing their father's shirts and big brother's shoes and mom's shoes. And so I brought it home to my family at that time because I felt like I needed to do something. And actually, it was my kids that started clothing, drives, coat drives, and canned food drives. You know, go forward a little bit. Now I'm on a middle school campus, and I still see those needs of the kids needing basic things such as shoes and coats. So I still felt very compelled that I needed to do something. And again, I go back to my family, and we pulled stuff together. But then at that time, being on a middle school campus, I had to approach my administrator and then also the superintendent of our district, and I treated it like a business. I gave them a business plan for the clothing bank, and so therefore it just took off. They gave me an old room. I was able to get a hodgepodge of desk and old library bookshelves, and I created a store-like atmosphere where the students could come in and be able to keep their dignity, but be able to choose what they needed to wear and to be build maybe their confidence a little bit. And
Is that a concept that you think may or should even be copied kind of at other schools, that, teachers or even students, become more socially active and, do something for each other?
Um, well, yes, but I feel like it's already happening. I know of schools that have true closets with clothes, and I know teachers have used clothes or new clothes under their desk and when a child needs it. So it's not an original idea. Um, so I know it's going on, and anyone could, do this. From the simplest keeping, you know, baskets of things under your desk, or a true closet could be a clothing bank. But I truly believe it's going on across the United States right now. Mine, mine wasn't original. I was just lucky to get a classroom, and now a huge classroom to house all of the merchandise for our district.
Yeah, I saw that because you're in the movies that we saw from the local TV station. It really looked like a department store,
I
indeed.
know.
So, and I think, nobody can be embarrassed to go into a department store. While if a teacher gives something, from under the desk,
They
yeah,
might feel,
there may be
yeah.
some kind of issues. Um, do you think, and you are probably are you in contact with other teachers? Do other teachers or groups ask you about your project?
I've had other teachers approach me. I've had a teacher email me from Arizona, one from New Mexico. Just recently, I spoke with a high school, um, local high school teacher that is just dynamic teacher, and I feel like she's gonna, spearhead something at a local high school. And I've spoke with other teachers within the district that they're pretty much doing this too on a smaller scale. So yes, I have been approached, and New Jersey actually. I was contacted, and so it's wonderful to hear, be contacted that they would like to do something, but then also I'm contacted that they're already doing something, and they're so thankful that I am. So it's going on everywhere.
Were you able at your middle school where you are teaching now to engage students also to work? I have no idea how it works, but to engage students to help each other or getting involved in this project?
Our leadership on our campus did a coat drive and a shoe drive, a sock drive, so they know it's going to the clothing bank. But within the clothing bank, it's pretty private and not having kids in there working per se. But when there's no children in there, I do have students helping me fold clothes, take inventory. So they've been in there, a lot of students, and to see what's going on. But it's a very private place for students to go and visit to shop. But our campus knows that we have this special clothing bank on our campus, and so with the leadership stepping up like they did this past year, and many schools, several schools within our district have done massive clothes drives, and they're aware of it. Our whole district's aware of this clothing bank.
So for the students that are in need for a variety of reasons probably, how do they know? Do you have certain opening times, or how does that work?
No, they're referred in private by a teacher possibly. It could be a yard noon aide. It could be the principal, a counselor. And so they just slip me a form that, this child might be in need of shoes possibly. And so I call this person, the student, during lunch, my lunch or recess or after school or my prep time, and I meet with this student in private, and they're able to select what they need at that time. So it's not like open free time for anyone to come. So it's more of a referral basis, which we take care usually that day. And within the district, we have the Greenfield Resource Center that works instrumental with all the other schools within our district in bringing those students over or getting what they need, and they're delivering these packages to the families or to the students. And so they are truly running it from all the other schools. I'm basically on the McKee campus, and I take care of all the students there. If a teacher calls me or emails me from another campus, I'll be happy to fill the order or help them in any way. But really, it's truly the Greenfield Resource Center that has just really been my partner in helping.
Yeah, I found it amazing when I heard your story that we are now in the 21st century, that children are still not having shoes. This is for me, kind of incomprehensible.
It is a hard concept to grasp, but these students are, they're, for some foreseen reason, they aren't able to have shoes. They may be wearing their mother's shoes or their father's shoes, or they're taped together, unbelievably taped together. But to them, that's survival, and so that they just think that's normal. And so I hope I can lend a little dignity of having a gently used pair of shoes that fit, or new shoes, and to help them have a little bit more confidence, and then they can turn that survival skill off, and they can just be kids.
Be normal, yeah.
Be normal. And so I hope I can just help a little bit like that.
Thank you. I think you do an excellent job. I was honestly very inspired by your story and the story of many others of today, and I think very well deserved, and thank you for doing that for the community.
And thank you.
Thank you so much.